Therapist Nero Feliciano is here with some great insight. Good morning, Nero. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
This is such a fun topic because, you know, the holidays can bring stress for kids and parents. And when you talk about Santa's naughty or nice list, what's going too far for parents?
You know, we don't want to hyper-focus on every negative behavior. This is supposed to be a fun time, and kids have anxiety easily. We're seeing more anxiety out in the world in kids more than ever before in the world. So we want to keep this a fun time. We want to let them be kids. We want to also comment on things that are good that they're doing. Oftentimes we're so focused on the negative because we're stressed and we don't have any tolerance for it.
So what's the right way to do it? Focus on the positive?
Absolutely. And also, we want them to know that they can make mistakes, they are not irreparable, and that they're inherently good and loved, and that's not conditional.
And can we talk about Elf on the Shelf? Because we all
yes.
know the elf reports back to Santa.
Yes.
Santa is in charge of the elf. The elf, you know, comes by. But parents sometimes say the elf may be doing things, you know, not in the way that the kids think they should be because of the kid's behavior. Is that okay, or could that be detrimental?
Again, you want to choose your battles. You don't want to focus on everything negative. Sometimes it actually can be quite effective. So what we do at our house, I have 4 kids, as you know, is if there is some bad behavior, the elf may not move the next day. I actually tell the elf not to move until the kids notice.
Ooh.
So the kids will wake up and ask, how come the elf didn't move? And I would say, well, you know, maybe it is the fighting, or maybe the room wasn't cleaned and the elf doesn't like that. So why don't you try and clean it up? Or why don't you say something nice to your brother so they know that you're really trying and you really are nice?
Okay, so you try to make them do a positive the next day to get the elf on board with their behavior. What would be the wrong example? What should parents not say?
You know, we don't want to label the kids as naughty. That's a big piece of it, because kids are going to be labeled and judged unfairly in the world, and we don't want that to happen at home. So really focus on the behavior. That behavior isn't that kind. We want to make sure, again, that they know who they are.
Okay, that makes sense. And of course, this time, we all know it's about the gift giving, but how do you tell kids to give back to the community and how service is a big deal this time of year?
That's a great question, and I always say show, don't tell. Model the behavior, and if you can serve as a family, it's so powerful. We did this over Thanksgiving with my 4 kids and my husband. We delivered Thanksgiving ingredients to families who needed them, and all of us participated. My 6-year-old insisted on carrying the frozen turkey. She dropped it about 4 times before we got to the homes. But they actually got to interact with these people, get to know them. They recognized how much they do have, so it lended to a natural conversation on gratitude. And then they realized they didn't need a reward. Actually doing that act was the reward.
I love that. My friend Jen celebrates Hanukkah, and one of the nights, instead of getting gifts, she makes sure that they give back in some way as one of the nights. So I love that.
Yes.
Yeah, as a family, that's so important.
Yes.
And then also, we know it's the holidays, you're going to see family. We always have family drama. There's always one family member that doesn't talk to the other, and everyone's got to be in the same room. How do you deal?
So this is a good one, because there are people who arrive without a filter. I would say unexpected kindness, one. Ask questions about themselves. As a therapist, we know people love to talk about themselves. And redirect conversation as well. You know, it's the holidays. You can tell them, you know, I know that you have a different opinion than I do on this, but there's so much we agree on, like eggnog, let me get you a cup, and exit the room gracefully.
Yeah,
so
or a
redirect.
glass of red wine, right?
Perfect, perfect.
All right, Nero, thank you so much, and happy holidays to you and your family.
Happy holidays to you as well. Great to see you.
All right, Craig, we'll send it back to you.